This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1464. The Benefits of Debit Cards Over Cash and Credit Cards by Sam of FinancialSamurai.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. This is a show where I serenade you with the sweet sounds of personal finance knowledge from some of the best blogs on the planet, with the author's permission, of course. And before we get to it, have you subscribed to our other podcasts? We cover personal development, minimalism, health, relationships, entrepreneurship, and life advice on the other shows. Just search for Optimal Living Daily wherever you get your podcast to find them. But since you're here, let's get right to today's post and start optimizing your life. The Benefits of Debit Cards Over Cash and Credit Cards by Sam of FinancialSamurai.com. As a credit card user who takes advantage of rewards programs while paying on time, I was intrigued when a representative from a prepaid debit card company approached me about supporting Financial Samurai and sharing more of their product. As someone who has mainly used credit cards since college, I was curious to know what the benefits of a debit card over a credit card were. Let's talk a little bit about the benefits of a debit card over cash and credit cards, as well as any detriments. Debit card benefits. Number 1, protect yourself from yourself. The most important benefit of using a debit card is that once your account goes to zero, you aren't able to spend. If you've only got a debit card in your wallet, you will theoretically never spend more than you have, which is a very healthy thing in this age of consumerism. You can load up your debit card by a certain amount a day or a week or a month and only spend that amount you can load. Further, there's usually a maximum debit card balance as well. The U.S. personal savings rate has never been very high in the history of America. With the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, the savings rate has shot up to about 11%. However, to achieve financial freedom, I encourage everyone to save closer to 20% or more of their after-tax income. Number 2, peace of mind with insurance. The second benefit of a debit card over cash is insurance. Instead of carrying around a couple $100 in your wallet, just carry a debit card. If you get jacked on the streets while shopping, you can rest assured the robber won't be able to use your card, and if they do, you have the debit card issuer on your side. I never recommend anyone ever put up a fight with a mugger, by the way. Your wallet or purse is not worth injury or your life, especially if you have a replaceable debit card. There was one time I was foolish enough to stand up to muggers while on a business trip to Beijing. I could have easily disappeared and never been heard from again. My debit card refunded all my money. If I had known they would, I would have handed over my debit card and its code right away. Number 3, rewards programs. Just like with credit cards, debit cards also have rewards programs. For example, the Ace Pink prepaid debit card's award to the consumer is that it donates a portion of all revenue to help fight breast cancer, a total of more than $350,000 in the past 2 years. You should shop around for various rewards benefits. Number 4, convenience. A debit card can be used for online transactions, ATMs, and anywhere that MasterCard and Visa are accepted. Essentially, the debit card is a fantastic cash replacement for most transactions, except for when you lose NCAA tourney bets. Number 5, something interesting to talk about. Let's say you are rocking a pink debit card that supports fighting breast cancer. You bust it out at a bar and keep the tab open. Who knows, you might be able to start up a conversation with someone just by nature of your debit card. When we're all sitting around the table about to pay a bill, we've all talked about the various benefits of our cards before. A unique debit card is a conversation starter. Debit card disadvantages. Number 1, protecting yourself from yourself. If you are at the BMW dealer and really want to splurge, you might only be able to buy a set of wheels instead of the whole car with the $10,000 limit from ACE or any other card. That said, I'm sure if you demonstrate your financial muscle, they'll increase your funding. Number 2, men mock men. If you hang out with a bunch of unruly, insensitive dudes, they may mock you for being a good guy and carrying a pink debit card. If you're too insecure to use it, then you best keep it hidden or use cash. Number 3, a card is still a card. A reason why paying in cash is so painful is because cash is real and a debit card is less real. Although you can't spend more than you fund in your debit card, you can spend it all if you're weak. Number 4, fees. Debit cards can charge $10 a month on average for its use. The good thing is that if you're going to an ATM machine several times a month, that cost negates out. A debit card is a good cash alternative. I've never really thought about using a debit card until now. I've been jacked at gunpoint in a strange land before. I'm hesitant to carry more than $100 in my wallet. If I could carry zero cash in my wallet and just use a debit and credit card, that would be the ideal scenario. A debit card is a useful tool for many of the reasons stated above. Just remember to spend responsibly. The key to financial freedom is to save aggressively, spend within your means, and build as much passive income as possible. The longer you can stay disciplined with your finances, the stronger your finances will become. You just listened to the post titled The Benefits of Debit Cards Over Cash and Credit Cards by Sam of FinancialSamurai.com. And I'll have some comments, but first, after the year we've all been through, saving money should be at the top of everyone's resolution list. So if you're still paying insane amounts of money every month for wireless, what are you doing? Switching to Mint Mobile is the easiest way to save this year. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you maximize your savings with plans starting at just $15 a month. My boyfriend, otherwise known as my Midwestern gentleman, and my best friend, hey Mama Lynn, I'm talking about you, both use Mint and rave about how much money they're saving. Lynn just told me the other day that she prepaid for an entire year in advance for $180. That's an insanely good price. The SIM card is super easy to switch out, and all plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all of your existing contacts. It's as easy as that. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and to get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/OFD. That's mintmobile.com/OFD. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/OFD. Here I go again, disagreeing with another Financial Samurai article. I don't even know this person. I promise it's really not personal. But seriously, the only benefit there is to using a debit card over a credit card is if you don't have the discipline to use a credit card. When I was digging out of debt and learning good financial habits, I stopped using credit cards and only paid with a debit card. But I kept a close eye on those charges and monitored often for fraud. If your credit card gets stolen and you notice there are fraudulent charges, I've found it very easy to get those dismissed. And if you review your statements carefully, you're likely going to catch it before anything gets paid. But with your debit card, the money is immediately gone, and now you have to wait for an investigation to get that money back into your account. This seems too risky to me. What if your rent is due the next day and the money simply isn't there due to fraud that needs to be investigated? Also, it's 2021. Who is carrying cash around? If your choices are between cash and a debit card, well then sure, a debit card is the preferable choice. But if you can treat a credit card like a debit card, this is the far superior choice. The way I do this is I schedule automatic payments for my credit cards to be paid in full each month so that I'm not charged any interest. And I track every dollar I spend to make sure I'm not spending money I don't have. I believe learning healthy credit card habits is important because it's the easiest way to build credit. And you need good credit, not just for when you're applying for a loan, but many landlords will run your credit to determine if you'll be a good tenant. Prospective employers run your credit as evidence that you'll be a responsible employee. Even your car insurance provider will look at your credit score. And as someone who has enjoyed many flights and hotel stays by taking advantage of credit card points, I simply don't see any reason to use my debit card. I keep it for the very rare occasion I might need to get cash from an ATM. That'll do it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in tomorrow's show where your optimal life awaits.